My intention today is to talk to you about your seller listing presentation. Shocker, right? And we may or may not get to that because it's one of those times where I feel like I just need to talk to you. And maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like as an industry, we're struggling. I feel that more real estate agents are struggling than are doing really, really well. Even in a good market, the 80-20 rule exists. And the 80-20 rule says that 20% of the real estate agents, 20% of a sales force, 20% of any organization is going to create 80% of the results. It also says that 20% of an organization is going to make 80% of the money. And I'm not okay with that. I'm here to challenge the status quo. I'm here to eliminate the 80-20 rule. It is my mission that everybody that is in business with me, that includes all of you, are hitting their goals, living the lives that God put you here to live. Stop for a moment and imagine where you want to be, why you want to be there, what would that do for you? And then ask yourself, is it possible that God, the creator, the one who made you, has a better imagination than you do? Is it possible that you were put here to do even more than you can possibly imagine? And is it possible that everything you do, everything you say, has an impact on everyone else? And if I can help save one person from giving up, if I can just take one person who's ready to cash it in and not give up, and that one person goes on to live a life of amazing success, and they change lives, and the people's lives that they change lives, and so on and so on and so on. And it's a butterfly effect. How powerful is that? And when you guys think about quitting, you think about quitting as you're quitting a job, right? Or you're quitting a career. I'm going to go get a real job, right? Hate that. That's not quitting. Quitting happens on a daily basis. Quitting happens when you fall short of the promise you made yourself that I am going to do this today and every day. I am not going to stop until I've hit the standard, because it's a non-negotiable standard. And non-negotiable standards simply mean you do that, you get to keep your job. You don't do that, you don't get to keep your job. And that not a negotiable standard could be 20 conversations. It could be knock on 50 doors. It could be anything and everything that you agree to. It's an agreement with yourself. And before the day is over, you settle. You settle it wherever you are because it's close enough. And settling is the path to mediocrity. The reason that there are so many mediocre people in the world is because it's the easy path. We settle because things get hard. And when things get hard, it's hot outside, it's 95 degrees. You want me to go knock on doors? Are you kidding me? All right, so quick question. Would you rather go knock on doors and sweat for 2 hours? Or would you rather not be able to pay your mortgage and feed your kids? You choose which one, it's up to you. But you have to choose one or the other. And one of the things that he said in that video is one of the reasons we quit is we don't have a driving force that isn't about us. Inky kept going because of the promise he made his mother. Did you hear that? The reason he wouldn't stop was because he had promised his mother that he was going to play in the NFL, and he was going to play in the NFL, and he was going to be able to provide for his family, for mom, for all the kids, for the aunts and uncles, everybody. We're going to have a better life because he was going to do this, and there was no way he was going to stop. Exceptional people keep going when everybody else stops. When practice was over, all the other kids went home. Inky stayed and kept running. When mom came to pick him up, he asked mom, please sit, watch, because I haven't hit my standards for the day. I've got to keep going. I'm going to keep going because I've made this promise. What would your life look like if you did this? Here's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is I'm going to be at the end of my life and I'm going to look back and I'm going to realize I could have done more. And it's too late because time is over. I can't go back and have a redo. You know, when you were kids and you kicked the ball out of bounds, you asked for a do-over. Well, one thing we all have in common is when we're at the end of our lives and we're looking in that rearview mirror, there are no do-overs. That's it. You got one chance to make a difference. We've got 19 people on this call. 19. Go into gallery view. Give me a second. So Kim Clark, Beth Ames, Steve Melnick, Deborah Nicosia. Am I pronouncing that correct? No, I'm not. How do you pronounce your last
name? Nicosia, sorry. I had to find the mute.
Nicosia. Boy, I wasn't even close. I'm sorry, Deborah.
Okay.
Charlene Meadows, Nathan Lee, Raul, I love your name, Randy, Ariana, Gina, Kim, Moseline, Matt and Chandra, Felice, Kelly, David, Shoshana, Clarissa, every single one of you were designed for accomplishment. You were engineered for greatness. And when you look in the mirror and you envision what great looks like, do you see greatness when you look in the mirror, or are you disappointed with what you're looking at? Are you disappointed with what you see when you look in the mirror? What does God see when he sees you? He sees everything that you were engineered to be. He sees the potential that he put within you. To him, you've already reached it because there's no such thing as time. The same yesterday, today, and forever, omnipotent and omnipresent, standing at the beginning of the time and at the end of the time at the same time. To him, you're already that person that you were designed to be, that you were engineered to be, to the person that you were put here to be. Now, it's up to you whether you finish that journey. And it's not something you do over a week, a month, a year, or 20 years. It happens daily with the commitments that you make to yourself, that this is what I'm going to do, and I am not going to stop until I've done the things that I've promised myself that I'm going to do. And at the end of the day, whether you got the result that you were looking for or not, you won the day. You won the day. Yeah, Beth, I agree. You won the day because you did the things you said you were going to do, that you didn't stop when everybody else stopped, that you're out knocking on doors when nobody else is because it's hot. It's raining. Keep walking. Keep making those calls. I talked to one of my coaching clients the other day, and he was sharing, hold on a moment, because I'm going to give you these exact numbers. He was sharing the previous week with me, and the conversation started with, John, I kind of had an okay week. You know, it wasn't great, but it was okay. I said, all right, talk to me. Tell me what you did. Here's what he told me. He executed a new contract. He scheduled a new buyer appointment. He had 10 new leads that he was entering into his database. 5 of those were seller leads who were going to sell their home in the next 2 years. He scheduled a seller appointment. Does that sound like a bad day? No, this is not normal. Nope. I'm sorry, say that again.
Doesn't sound like a bad day to me.
Me either, Clarissa. And this is not somebody who does this on a regular basis. And I said, what changed? What changed? He had 100 contacts, 100 conversations. Then I asked him, how much time did that take? 4 hours a day. And I asked him, what changed? You were averaging 40, 50 contacts a week, and you had 100 real estate conversations last week. What changed? He said, I made a commitment that I wasn't going to stop until I was done. How long did it take you? 4 hours a day. And he was disappointed. And I said, I want you to get out a calculator and I want you to just do the math. And I want you to do the math on what you created just in the last week. And what is the potential return on that? How many hours did you work? What's the hour per rate that you're earning? And he was so focused on the people that were hanging up the phone on him and not having conversations or getting cussed out or whatever it is. And I said, I want you to take the total number of calls divided by the return that you're going to get from this effort. Now, I want you to tell me how much each one of those calls was worth. It was $60. $60 per call. It's all about perception. You're either winning or losing. And the difference is not about numbers. It's about your perception, how you perceive an event. Perception is the only thing that can dramatically change the outcome of an event without changing any of the facts. Always find the victory in every single day, and you're going to be moving forward. You're going to be making progress. Page 71 of The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, 9 ways that a millionaire real estate agent thinks. Number 7 is think progress. If I could, I would. If I could somehow magically just come sit by your side and work with you every single day and go on this journey with you, every single one of you, if I could do that, I would, and I can't. The only thing I can do is show up every morning and lead you on this journey that you were put here to complete. Now, I'm going to close with this. I want you to remember that you are on a journey with a destination that is assured. You're on a journey with a destination that is assured. Now, because the destination is assured, you're never going to stop. If you're thinking for a moment, I may not, you're going to give up. But if you believe in your heart that you are on a journey with a destination that is assured, you're never going to stop. Now, here's the head fake. It's not about you. That destination has nothing to do with you. My destination, and I'm at that point in my life where I can see the finish line. And when I reach that finish line and I'm at that destination that God put me here to achieve, the results of not giving up will not show up in my lifetime. I won't be here to see it, but it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen because I'm on a journey with a destination that is assured.